Introduction.
Bob Blanc, Port Umatilla.
Joel Peterson, Port of Morrow.
WP2IR.
Jeff Winholtz, Morrow County.
Jerry Simpson, Port Umatilla, alternate.
Emily Collins, CDA.
Fred Ziari with IRZ.
Ty Lord with IRZ.
Bob Walder, Umatilla County.
Other sites, Moore County, alternate.
Brian DeGroff, business lawyer.
Okay.
I think we have John online. Maybe. John, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Sorry, I was trying to unmute.
Okay.
And then we also have Andy Lindsay.
Yep, Andy Lindsay with Anderson Perry.
And Aaron Palmquist. And Doug Olson.
Doug Olson, Umatilla County.
And Elizabeth Howard.
Elizabeth Howard, attorney at Schwabe and attorney for the Columbia Development Authority.
And Patrick Cleary.
Hey, also an attorney for Schwabe and CDA.
Morrow County Planning.
Hi, Tamara Mabbitt, County Planning Director, and George Kress, Principal Planner.
Okay. Okay.
And then we have Nick Kotz.
Okay. With the introductions, is there any public comment? Public comment. Is that my echo?
Nick.
Hearing none, move on to the consent agenda. Is there any changes or?
Got one correction from Jeff.
There's a minor typo on Doug Olson's name.
Oh, okay.
So with that correction to the minutes, I'm gonna move for approval of the consent agenda.
Okay. Jeff, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Bob. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried unanimously. I guess did you?
I'll abstain because I wasn't here last week.
Okay,
Or last month.
one abstention. And did John?
I did say yes.
Okay. Good. Care of all those. We'll move on to informational reports. The 24-25 audit.
Yeah, I just wanted to update you that we are continuing to work on this. We've received a lot of requests for additional documents and we're getting those over to the auditor as soon as she sends them. So hopefully I'll have something to present next meeting.
Okay.
And then property line adjustment, the deeds for the first lot line adjustment have been completed. This being completed sets a few things in motion. It allows us to move forward with transferring the property to Cleaver Farms, as well as moving forward with the master plan and partition application. That are the next steps in completing the road and also the lot line adjustment that will have to take place with the motion, this lawsuit settlement.
No. Okay.
Yeah, it was kind of the first step, and legal counsel's on here if I got anything wrong, but just we got a lot of deeds recorded, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is there a timeline on the properties being transferred as far as the members are concerned?
I think Elizabeth has said no, there's no timeline yet. She can correct me though.
I just thought you might have a rough idea, but
We can't vote on it today.
We're very close. But as you guys know, the last property line adjustment that we did took quite a bit of time. I don't anticipate this next one will take anywhere near that long. The purchase and sale agreements that we are drafting have the land use pieces as contingencies to be completed. those contingencies can be completed after the purchase and sale agreements are signed. They'll just happen in between when you sign the purchase and sale agreement and closing.
Then at that point, does it, Elizabeth, does it go to the county for recording?
Well, no, the next round of property line adjustments in Umatilla County will also have deeds that come out of them that also have to be recorded with Umatilla County before they're finalized. And those actually create the legal descriptions for the piece of property or properties that are transferred. So those will be necessary before you actually close on the purchase, at least for the Umatilla County and the Port of Umatilla property.
Yeah, I was just saying that would be the next step, would be to the county for the recording, and is that before the property can be transferred?
Before closing, which is when the property officially gets transferred, yes, those steps will need to occur. Adam Smith, our land use attorney at Schwabe, who's been handling all of this, is also online now. He can jump in a little bit, but just to be clear, our next step in the purchase and sale agreements is actually to get finalized documents of those. Those will need to all get signed. There'll be some additional land use work that will happen between now and when we actually close on the transactions. And then right now, Adam and another land use attorney in our office are finalizing the second round of the property line adjustments. Those will go to Umatilla County. Once those get processed by Umatilla County, hopefully that will be a relatively quick process. Then we'll have those deeds recorded. And Adam can correct me if I got any of that wrong.
Nope, that's 100% correct.
Bob, did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Does it require all of them to be done at the same time? Or can say, if the Port of Morals is ready, can it move ahead?
So there's so the purchase and sale agreements can be signed at different times. The Morrow County side, the land use stuff is a little bit different. It is also a property line adjustment that will happen, and I'm glad Tamara's on today, but that will happen in their sort of normal course. And that the purchase and sale agreement with the Port of Morrow will be just the same thing. It sets up that the purchase and sale agreement can be signed. We'll continue to work with Morrow County to complete the property line adjustments. And then once those are completed, then you can actually transfer the property. That's what we call closing.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any more questions? So we'll go on to the programmatic agreement.
Yeah, so the programmatic agreement, I just wanted to update you all. I know I mentioned at the last meeting that we were close, that BRAC was close to closing that out for us. The last item that we have is that Coyote Coulee survey, which I just kind of slipped through the cracks, but we've been working with Kenny Delano. Adam has been helping us with that, and we think we found a solution that he can put together a survey, a legal description of the property, since he has been out surveying our property most recently. So we'll hopefully have a good update on that next month as well. But we are moving forward with it, and hopefully we can get that closed with Braxton.
Okay. Any more to talk about that issue? Move on.
I do, this closeout means closeout, done, no
Yeah.
revisiting.
For the programmatic agreement, as far as I understand.
Okay. And that's with BRAC.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess follow up.
Yeah.
That would mean we're.
They just kind of take a little bit of a setback. Obviously, they still haven't transferred parcel 2, and we still have annual audit requirements that we have to maintain. And we have to meet quarterly, all those sort of
Right.
requirements
They're
still
still
stand.
reporting.
But we did the cultural site at the Oregon Trail, and then the explosion site, and also this Coyote Coulee legal description. Those are kind of the main things in the programmatic agreement. So those will close out they'll take a step back a little bit.
Okay. Okay, another hot topic, member invoices.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to Umatilla County. They paid their invoice in full, both for their member contribution and for the litigation invoice. And I had a chance to visit with Port of Umatilla last month, and they agreed to send over 25,000 also, so moving along. We still have an outstanding balance with Morrow County and C2IR. And
Okay.
then Port of Umatilla has a little bit remaining as well, so
I think our balance will be coming next month
perfect.
after we meet.
Okay.
And ours anytime now, I have a PO, I have the money allocated and PO. I was supposed to meet with finance today, but we couldn't get it this morning, so they just had a couple questions on the invoice,
Okay,
so that should be any day now.
perfect. And then I know I owe a few members of reimbursements back, so that'll come as soon as we get full payment. Those will be sent out.
Okay. Any word on the road project?
Yeah, for my update is just that, we have around $280,000 remaining in the ODOT grant after this last payment to Tappanee, so there's an invoice that is yet to be paid out. Once that's paid, we will be officially out of funds on the ODOT grant. I'll close that out with them. And, for the Business Oregon grant with UEC, we're in weekly contact with them, but we have no updates. It's just all been submitted and is with the state.
Mhm.
And then I think we have a construction update too.
So the paving crews, most Tappan crews actually moved out last week. They are coming back. They have another job they're working on. They're coming back this week to start up the paving operations again. All that is remaining is, on the main road, the turnaround on the Morrow County side, that's not complete. And then kind of the transitions to the existing roads, they need to complete those. Otherwise, the main road, excluding the part inside the right of way, ODOT right of way. That's all. Both of the lifts on it complete. They just gotta do the other turnarounds and transitions, and they'll be working on that this Thursday, Friday, and expecting to have it done Monday, Tuesday next week. And then the following week, they'll be finishing up the graveling on the shoulders and then striping mid-June. Getting pretty close.
And so we're waiting on Business Oregon.
Yeah, I believe they need to put together an official contract for us, and then once that's completed, UEC approves it, we approve it, it's signed, then they can process us funds.
And they can process it.
Yeah, so we'll still have to submit a reimbursement request. I believe Port of Morrow may have approved voting in the interim, but I don't know that for sure. I'm not sure.
If we didn't, we probably would.
Okay.
I don't remember exact if we did that one. Yeah.
And who's the point of contact at Business Oregon?
Gail Nelson. And I can send that out if you need it.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Josh Burns is our contact at UEC.
That's good. Okay. Okay, is there any other informational reports from anyone?
I did just have one small note. I was invited to monthly update meetings with OMD. They're just Zoom calls, and they have different members from different departments talking about DEQ and EPA cleanup updates. I'm not sure why we haven't been known about them in the past, but they were updating on the transfer of parcel 2 and where they're at that. It sounds like they're putting some signage on fences for compliance. At this point, that was what their update was for that transfer. And then they also provided some water plume cleanup contacts. There's a gentleman on those meetings that updates on the plume. So I sent those over to Dan and John. If anybody else wants to join or needs a contact, it seemed like a great meeting that they have every month.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. That's all.
Okay. Move into the work session. The auction RFP.
Yeah, IRC helped us put this together for the auction, so we can move forward with auctioning off all the items that Port of Morrow isn't keeping. I included the list in this RFP is the complete list of everything out of the property, so we'll have to go in and take everything out that you've requested to keep.
Uh-huh.
And then,
Is that the
assessment,
highlighted yellow
yes,
on the,
it's not highlighted yellow on this one,
no, but it
It's
is
on-
on
yours,
the,
yeah.
yeah, okay.
And then there was a few other things that we needed your input on that Ty can help me with.
So this is a request for a proposal, so, the auctioneers would provide proposal for it, and then there would be a scoring committee that would then score those proposals, and then from that scoring, there would be decision made on who would be recommended to the board for chosen contractor. One of the items, we had trouble with this, one of the items they highlighted that we agreed with, but didn't really find a really good solution for it was on the cost, typically those are scored in a way that you can numerically, so the lowest price bid would be the highest score for that portion of the scoring. Where this one, the categories that they're going to be providing cost for.
So where does the item cost number come from? Or is that what you're explaining right now?
Yeah, that's what I'm, so they're typical for auction services. They have a seller's commission, a buyer's premium, so that's a percentage of whatever they sell. And then there's some fixed costs, advertising, marketing, labor, mechanical services, so that's gonna be like fixing some of the truck, putting batteries in some of the equipment or whatever, so that they can show that they run, so that they sell for a better price. Any subcontractors, equipment they have to have, again, to try to make things look as presentable as possible. And then their online platform, so if they're doing it online or however, some charges for that. So they have kind of two buckets. You have your fixed price, and then you have your percentages of whatever sells. Which makes it a little tricky to give a number for who has the best number, because there's kind of a different percentages they could do that. You can have a higher commissioning, seller's commission, buyer's premium, lower upfront costs, or you can do a higher upfront cost. Kind of depends on the risk. So we left it as just a 0 to 5 scoring system where whoever is scoring it, it would be in their opinion, which had the most beneficial score cost setup for the CDA.
Okay.
But it's subjective, I guess, would be
Yeah,
for just the cost portion.
So when do you anticipate the requests go out?
We did not put anything in there. Once we have the final list, that's really all we need, final list, and then we can put it out as quickly as we can post it up. And then we'd probably be out for 3 to 4 weeks, which is, that's why there's no dates on it.
yeah.
We'll try and get through that list this week.
Have we approved it? We've approved doing this.
You've approved doing it, yeah, haven't approved actually this RFP though.
Oh, okay.
So do you need a motion to move forward with it? Or
If you would, yeah.
I make that motion.
Second.
Okay. Moved by Jeff, seconded by Bob, to move forward with the request for proposal. All those in favor say aye.
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 I,
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously. Okay. The Umatilla County
Yeah, so
MOA,
we
I'm familiar with MOUs. What's an MOA?
we have some legal counsel on here, so they could probably help me a little bit, but
Okay,
we put this together because Umatilla County Planning, Bob's here, they don't have they don't have a fee for a master plan. Nobody ever has had to do one. So this master plan, typically applications come with a fee. And so this would be the fee, the agreement for a fee for the master plan.
Okay.
Did I say that horribly?
No, I think you captured it pretty well. So, this master plan requirement is something that's been in our code since the depot zoning was created back, in the early 2000s through mid 2000. I don't know, 2010. I can't remember when it was created, but anyway, we don't have, because it's unique to just the Army depot, we've never had any we've never had it listed on our fee schedule. And so the other thing that's needed to dedicate the road is the partition plat. And so what we decided to do in meeting with IRZ was to process the partition plat to dedicate the road and the master plan in tandem with each other. So just one application. And so this would cover the costs of the land division, the partition, as well as expenses that are incurred processing the master plan. So I think the initial payment is $1,000, which our land division application is $750. So that the initial fee would be $1,000, and then we would work on the master plan until it's complete. I don't anticipate it will take the full 5,000, but that's what the not to exceed amount, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't have it in front of me, but I know Doug Olson's on the call.
Yeah.
As well as the attorneys for Schwab.
Yeah, initial payment of 1,000 with a cap of 5,000. And I know you had approved submitting the master plan and the corresponding applications, just since this was agreeing to payment from you all. Joel requested that we have approval.
Mhm. So, but it does seem like this is for a Umatilla County action. How's the CDA?
Well, it's on the CDA property, which you are all owners of, partners on. So that's why that would be the application.
So will the property receivers end up reimbursing the CDA for these costs of
Right. This should come from the grant. This is part of the road project, is it?
Well, it's part of everything
Right.
on the Umatilla plan.
Yeah, right.
Okay. You know, maybe something like this would be a reimbursable grant expenditure for business organs.
The direct legislative money that UEC is getting.
Mhm.
I don't know. My understanding was that money was being transferred to Patriot Road.
Just road, not
Not
road
the,
application.
So not a road application.
Yeah.
Typically, if we were doing this the right way, the road would have been permitted before it was built. So right now, we basically have a very nice driveway going across the Army depot that's not legalized, it's not dedicated. And so this is a step that should have been done before
but would that have been part of the road?
it was even
That's what
built.
I'm asking, would have been part of that grant for the road to take care of planning.
But it sounds like this is a
The
fee
order.
for master plan, not a fee for a road permit.
Road permit.
But the master plan is required because the road is the first development.
So
Okay,
the road would have been what triggered development, and you're supposed to have a master plan before you do development out there.
okay, so.
Could we get this approved? And then, so the county can get the cart behind the horse, so
I
to
know,
speak.
yeah,
And then could we apply to get reimbursed through the grant and do that, maybe? if that's,
I think we could apply, we could try, or,
we
I
could
can
try
send it
it.
to ODOT too, because we do have,
I mean,
Fund
see,
right
you
now.
know, if they reimburse us on that,
do you know, Lisa?
because
We can
we're,
always try, they can always say no.
I mean, we're only at
Right, it
$1,000
seems
at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Mr. Chair, I'd make a motion to approve the Umatilla County memorandum of agreement or whatever that is.
I'll
okay,
second.
Bob, seconded by JD. Any more discussion?
Mr.
Oh.
Chair, this is John.
Hello, John.
I just, I want to recuse myself on this one.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign with. Okay, motion carried with John recusing himself. Voting. We'll move on to the annual budget.
Okay, so at the start of this, I need to declare conflict of interest as this budget contains my salary.
I think, like I said, if there's no objection, I don't think that's an actual
Yeah,
conflict.
just to be abundantly careful.
Uh-huh,
Yeah.
okay.
And I know JD missed this last month, but I have igloo lease income, and the income, even though with the transfer of property, that income will not come to us, and that'll go to Port of Umatilla. So I'm not sure if that's 100% accurate, but I put it on there just in case. And then I added the bookkeeper on. I know once things slow down and we don't have igloo renters anymore, we'll probably want to readjust that as well. And all of the legal support services, those came from a budget from Elizabeth's team, and IRZ's, since we carried over their contract, their budget remained the same. And land insurance is also subject to change, as we don't own land anymore, that'll go down. That's kind of all the major changes that.
Mhm. Do we need to go through it item by item or any specific questions?
Could you, line item 31, could you just give some
Yeah,
examples of what planning support services
So
would entail?
that's our budget for IRZ.
Okay,
So if for something like the RFP,
any consulting type services
yeah,
or anything?
if you, later in the agenda, we have utility planning. Basically, if we want to utilize them for helping us plan utilities.
Okay.
Any thoughts?
I think that looks pretty standard to me. Good.
Okay. Well, then, is there a motion to approve the budget was presented?
Make the motion to approve the budget for the 26-27 fiscal year.
I'll second.
Okay, Bob got it. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously. Okay. Utility planning session, which you just mentioned.
Yes, I don't have too much planned out. I know that we've mentioned in the last few meetings that we would like to discuss our plans moving forward, how everybody's gonna collaborate. And I met with Ryan recently to get these here about a grant and discuss what that would look like. And it sounds like we really need to have a plan in place. And each grant, since CDA, I will no longer own any property, the grant would have to be specifically to each entity. And so if we wanted to collaborate and plan on 3 different things, each member located on Umatilla County could get different grants for those different things, and we can collaborate, or that's kind of the only way that we could get funding to collaborate on it. Have to go to each entity directly.
Right.
Same thing if Morrow County wanted to do it too, Port of Morrow could also. I think you currently have maybe a planning grant, but. And I think those are 60,000 with a 10%, right, that we contribute on those planning grants.
Well, there's a couple of different funding sources. Some of them have match requirements, some of them don't. But yeah, if you want to get construction money down the road, you've got to have a plan in place, right? That basically has at least enough engineering done that you can say, we're going to build a pipe from point A to point B, and it's going to cost this much money. That's how you would normally apply for any kind of funding programs that we have. I know that's a little different than how things have been approached in the past, but that would be kind of the positive first step there.
Yeah, could you say, hey, we have a pipeline that we'd like to plan for? Could we get a grant for the engineering planning?
Yeah. Very complex organization here though, with, I think we mentioned it a couple of meetings ago. I think everybody would acknowledge it would be smart to run water out once, for example, at least, once from the east and once from the west perhaps, but looking on the east side of the property, it wouldn't make any sense to run water to Umatilla County's property and then run it again to the Port Umatilla's property and run it the third time to CTOIR's property, right? So with infrastructure crossing jurisdictional boundaries there, it makes it a little more complex. And so we would want to understand where point A is and where point B is and what land is going to cross in the middle. And from there, we could take a look at the funding sources that we've got available and see if we can piece something together.
What would the CDA's role be in such a thing?
I don't know.
Yeah, probably, I can, I can offer I can help manage the grant, that's probably what I would be doing, it's a lot of coordinating and helping.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if we have to coordinate with the organ individually, do we have to wait till the contracts are signed?
So you own it.
Yeah. Well, at least until the contracts are signed, even though it's, everything's finalized.
Yeah.
So there's still a little bit of time.
Yeah.
So is there timelines on the grants or anything like that we need to try to lean against?
No, most of our standalone programs are open anytime.
Yeah.
And again, I don't remember which meeting I was last at, it might have been 2 months ago. We do have some industrial lands grants coming down the pipe. There's going to be a tranche this summer that's worth about $10 million statewide, and another that's $15 million coming later. And the whole purpose of that program is to increase the state's inventory of development ready lands, right? So that would be, the property that you guys own is very well aligned to get that money. The idea being that you've got a greenfield site, it's not currently served, would be more marketable, to industry if you had water, sewer, power, et cetera, out there. So you could apply for that money to build your infrastructure or help them.
So this word keeps going. You want CDA to do that, or would each?
I think I think CDA would kind of operate as like the ODOT grant or the UEC grant, where you would hold the funds and we would do all the.
Okay.
Is how I envision it. Is that?
So whoever owns the land would be the applicant. And
Yeah.
that's where
Okay.
things seem a little up in the air to me anyway right now.
Do we want to do such a thing right before we're gonna transfer?
Yeah, that's a question.
Yeah, legal question, I'm not sure.
I think
But-
Lisa, you have a question?
I do have a question.
Okay.
What other programs are available that would be available to all the partners?
So, there's a spreadsheet I can recirculate again, but I've brought here a couple of times. We have our Special Public Works Fund, which has some, planning grants that are, I think as Emily noted, worth about $60,000. You can get, larger grants if there's job development tied to that. Ports in particular are eligible for a port planning and marketing fund, but as you know, Lisa, that's not a lot of money in that program right now. There was a few years ago. If there are brownfield sites on the property, whether real or perceived, our brownfield programs can help. And then this new industrial lands program, they haven't even written rules for it yet, so I don't know. I can't tell you what that money's gonna look like yet, other than to say that the first 10 million, they're in rule writing right now, and then the first 10 million will be available here or something.
I can send you that worksheet too. Everybody.
Yeah, anything else on that issue?
Yeah, this is something I can keep on and we can
Yeah, see
touch
if
it every meeting or,
something falls together.
okay?
Okay, real estate agreements. Are we going to want to?
I think, I was gonna bring it to
Executive?
Elizabeth, I think we need to go into executive session.
That's correct.
Okay,
Okay, I'm gonna read it. You want to?
I'll read it, yes. So we're on section 7.
Yep.
The CDA may hold an executive session meeting for the permissible reasons stated below under ORS 192.6602. Representatives of the news media and designated staff and other persons shall be allowed to attend the executive session. All other members of the audience will be asked to leave the room, or the CDA board may adjourn to another meeting room. Representatives of the news media are specifically directed not to report on any of the deliberations during the executive session, except to state the general subject of the session as previously announced. No decision will be made in this executive session. At the end of the executive session, we will return to open session and welcome the audience back into the room. ORS 192.6602 F. To consider information or records that are exempt by law from public inspection. ORS 192.6602 H. To consult with legal counsel regarding the legal rights and duties of a public body with regard to current litigation or litigation likely to be filed. ORS 192.660 E. To conduct deliberations with persons designated by the governing body to negotiate real property transactions. And
I'll put everybody in the waiting room.
yes, and so we will move to executive session. Is everybody back on?
Yep.
Okay, this public portion of the meeting is open again. And anything for the good of the order other than,
Well, there was something I forgot to mention earlier with, when I was at the SDAO meeting, the instructor encouraged everybody to reevaluate when and where your meetings are monthly, so that it's also stated in the motion if you would like to do that. Just right now, the fourth Tuesday of every month here at the Fort of Morrow, if we wanted to make that official, we can do it with a motion, or we can just continue knowing that, but it was just advised to do so once a year.
I tend to like the being consistent. It's easier for me to schedule. I know the fourth.
So that would mean the 23rd of June would be our next meeting?
Yeah, it would, and then
Yeah.
so on and so forth.
Okay,
Would there, I guess, is there a motion to,
I'd make that
General?
motion that we establish the fourth Tuesdays every month as our monthly meeting date, unless
unless it's canceled?
otherwise
Yeah.
agreed to or something?
Okay. I'll second that motion. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, thank you. Is there anything else? That we,
Lisa?
okay, thank you.
I think Lisa was saying.
Lisa.
I did ask Emily if she would do a calendar invite to
Oh,
everyone.
yes.
Yeah.
That way it's on your calendar, whether you've
Oh,
accepted.
I
it.
know,
right, yes,
Dan also sent.
It's very helpful.
yeah, I got
okay.
Yeah.
triple booked today and I had to move some stuff around. Oh, wait, must be somewhere else.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, meeting adjourned.
All right.
Good.